Okay, going to give you a quick rundown of the board here. Basically over here we have my wah-wah pedal, which runs through my Peterson tuner, which you come back over here to my envelope filter, to my loop switch, which takes my Whammy II out of the loop because it is horrible. It's not true bypass. There's a bypass switch on it, but there's also a little gain knob on the back of that. Totally over gains your tone. I like a lot of clean tone stuff. Then it goes over to my two overdrive pedals, which are ran into this channel switcher. Basically creates an intermediate channel to run two effects that I don't want to play on top of each other, but still want to be able to switch back and forth off of a clean with a fast, with just one switch, which runs into my volume. Got my volume kicked back a little bit. May make my tone a little bit suffer a little bit, but for the sake of over-modulating the microphone on the camcorder, I had to kick it back a little bit. We have our Fender Twin Reverb reissue. That is a Miyako Designs cabinet. It has all Mercury magnet modifications. There are Peavey Scorpions in there because I wanted more range. I didn't want to, I could have gone with some of the tone tubby stuff, which I was really interested in, but I really enjoyed the full range of the Peavey, believe it or not. Of course, I keep everything in a road case. Don't want to destroy the amp. What we're using, that is a matte Artinger Hollowbody. That's a mahogany piece right there. In there, Seymour Duncan standard humbuckers. Great guitar. Of what stuff does. Got this wah. It's been modified a little bit so that I had a little bit more range. I also added a light so that when you kick it on, it gives me more access to being able to see what I'm doing. So that's a pretty killer wah. I love that wah. It's been with me in my rig for a while. Don't need to show you anything about the Peterson Strobe tuner, but I will switch over here and take you down to the Whammy II, which is a favorite pedal of mine. The problem is, like I said before, it really distorts your tone quite a bit, so I had to run it through a looper, courtesy of Loop Masters, who did a fantastic job. They have two items on this board for me. So I'll engage that pedal. That's a true bypass switch, makes it bypass. Takes up very little real estate. I mean, this thing here is the half size of an MXR. So I mean, I think that's maybe 1 inch by 4 inches. So it's a real nice pedal. You know, real small. So I mean, my pedal board's pretty basic, so I didn't really need to save a ton of real estate, but it always helps to be able to add things later. So I will show you a little bit this Whammy that I like. You know, you can scroll through some of the functions. That's for if I want to do some harmonizing, but mainly what I really like it for is getting into the bass. You know, you still want to do some weather report. So I mean, you kind of got the idea. Fun little pedal. Always loved my envelope filters though. Been through many of them, tried the Mutron, loved the Mutron, very expensive, took up a lot of board space, a lot of valuable board space. So I switched on over to the Pigtronics EP2, which is has more of a phaser tone to it. Love that pedal. Still have it now, but switched out to the GR2 3-leaf. When I heard it, I just fell in love with this pedal. This pedal is killer. Perfect amount of envelope filter. So kind of get the idea with that. Really good envelope filter. Made by 3 Leaf Audio, and it's the GR2. So check it out. Gearman Dude's got some awesome vids on this, so you'll like that. I'll go off of that. We'll slide over to my overdrive section. I'm in channel 1, which allows me to use my clean overdrive. This is what my clean sounds like without anything. By clicking on the overdrive, that gives me a little bit more of that blues tone to it. That's kind of what I dig it for. Really cool for that. But of course, I don't like the overdrive, the Phoenix, which is made by Tone Monk. That's a Tone Monk pedal called the Phoenix, and it's a clone. Gotta watch how you say that. You get a little tongue-tied there. So excellent pedal. Tone Monk did a fantastic job with that. I also use his other overdrive as well. But lately, I've been really digging the Diablo, which is the OKKO Diablo, because it gets me that really hard soaring solos that I like, and that feed feature that you see, it's right here, that is almost like a compression sustainer almost. It gives me a little bit more of a, lets the notes ring out a little bit more, and you can adjust all those pots to underneath the pedal. You take the back off and you can use a little set screw in there and adjust it either way. You can tweak it to fit exactly what you need. So to hear that guy, which hopefully it's not too cranking too loud, this is how it sounds. Such a pretty cool pedal. Didn't like it in that pickup setting there. You can hear that a little bit. That is the Diablo, and of course my volume. So kicking that fully engaged, it's probably way too loud. But that gives me that little bit of extra oomph. I don't like using it at all unless I have to. I normally don't use it in conjunction with the Diablo. I use the Diablo full bore. I'll usually use it more in conjunction with the Phoenix. Let's see if we can dial this in pretty good.